Ananda Vacanamrtam, Part 6. Diiks A And Initiation. In a short discourse, I shall try to say something regarding Diiks and initiation. As you know, for want of sufficient vocabulary in certain tongues, we are to use some words having close proximity to the required term. Here, for instance, we have to use the English word initiation for the Sanskrit Diiks. But the word initiation cannot represent the spirit of Diiks. The rudimental meaning of initiation is to resort to a new avenue of progress. Certainly Diiks is a new avenue of progress, but Diiks is also something more. The first thing to be known and remembered is that, as per the science of yoga, Diiks is divided into two important phases. The first phase is known as Vaidiki Diiks, and the second phase is known as Tantriki Diiks. In Vaidiki Diiks, the aspirant requests the Supreme Entity, Parampurusha, to show him or her the path. It is not a cult. It is just requesting the Supreme Father to let him or her know the secrets of success in the stratum of spirituality. The Gayatri Mantra, it is commonly known as the Gayatri Mantra, but its actual name is Savitri Rik, is Vaidiki Diiks. Here the request is, O Lord, show me the path. O Lord, guide my intellect towards the supreme path, so that I may be one with the Supreme Entity. Om Bhuvava Swaha, Om Tat Savitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. This is Savitri Rik, or Gayatri Mantra. Here the aspirant says, Bhur Bhuva Swaha Mahajana Tapa Satyasa Saptalokasya Savitur Devasya Savitur Pitur Devasya Savitur Devasya Tatpitur Devasya Varenyam Bhargo Dhimahi Varenyam Pujaniyam Bhargo Jyoti Dhimahi Bhayam Dhyanam Kurma. Keno karanena bhayam dhyanam kurma, Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Vibhuti med jana asmakang, sa asmakang, di pracho sangvidya mam karotu. Satpati porichalanam karotu, anena karang ina, bhayam tad varenyam, bhargo dhimahi dhyanam kurma. The exact English translation will be, the Supreme Father, who did create the seven stratum of manifestation, we meditate on His divine effulgence. And why do we meditate on His divine effulgence? So that He may guide our intellect unto the path of bliss, unto the path of supreme blessedness. So here the prayer is to guide the brain unto the proper path. It is Vaidiki Diiks. Tanno Dhiyo Prachodayat, so that he may guide our intellect towards the path of blessedness. Sano Buddhya Subhaya Sangyunaktu, so that he may connect our intellect with blessedness. So these things are Vaidiki Diiks. There is no scope for such an interpretation or such a phase in initiation. Now the second phase is Tantriki Diiks. Actually, this Tantriki Diiks is a cult. In the term initiation, this cult is not properly clarified, or rather, nothing has been clearly said regarding this cult. As you know, regarding the word Tantra, Tan means to expand, and Tra means liberator. So the science that frees the aspirant from the fetters of bondage by expansion by expanding the mind, by expanding the existence, is Tantra. Another meaning, ta, is dullness, and tra means liberator. So the science that liberates the aspirant from dullness and expands his or her entire existence is Tantra. Tang Jayat Tarayat Jastusa Tantraha Pori Kirtitaha. Now this Tantriki Diiksha has 3 phases. Rather, you may say 3 sub-phases. And they are Dipani, Mantra Gat, and Mantra Chaitanya. And the derivation of the word Diiksha is also from Dipani. Deepagyanam Jato Dadyat Kuryat Papakshayam Tata Tasmat Dikshati Sa Prokta Sarva Tantrasya Sammata. The process which produces the capacity to realize the inner import of mantra, and which expedites the requittals of samskaras or reactive momenta, is called Diiksha. Deepagyanam. What is the first letter? D. Then Kuryat Papa Kshayam Tata. Kshayam. What is the first letter? Ksha. So the word becomes Diiksha. And the feminine term will be Diiksha. Now what is Dipani? Everything lies coveted within the self. The Supreme Entity is also within your I feeling. He is also with you. But you do not know Him. That is, the Supreme Entity is with you, but you cannot see Him. You cannot realize Him. Why? Because you are covered by, you are surrounded by Maya, the Sumerian darkness of Maya. This Diiksha, Tantriki Diiksha, is just like a torch. And by focusing the torch, you see your route through the darkness. That is why the first sub-phase is Dipani. Dipani means showing the torchlight, but no such thing is there in the term initiation. Diiksha gives the aspirant the route, the way, or rather, the path of bliss. It shows the path of bliss. And to show the path of bliss, light is required. And that light is also supplied by Diiksha. This light is Dipani. Then, Papakshayam. You know that Pap is negative reactive momenta. Whatever you do, the reaction is there. And when the reaction is not satisfied, not quenched, it remains in dormant form. The momentum is there, but not expressed. And there is also the case of positive work, that is, when you do something for the advancement of living beings, that is, something positive. It is a positive action. In Samaj Shastra, social scriptures, this positive action is called punya. When you do something against the public interest, this negative action is known as pap. Now this negative action, in reactive form, that is, the negative reactive momentum, is called pap. And papakshayam is brought about by Diiksha. And how is that kshayam to be affected? Through actions, through reactive actions. These reactive actions may be on the physical plane, or may be on the psychic plane. But Diiksha teaches us how these reactive momenta are to be satisfied on the psychic plane, thus freeing the person from the bondages of pap. Now, this process of freeing a person from the fetters of pap is divided into 2 sub-phases, Mantragat and Mantra Chaitanya. Mantragat means, as I have already told you, that each and every mantra has the support of an acoustic root. And when that acoustic root strikes at the root of the coiled serpentine, it is aroused. This is called Mantragat. After that, This aroused, coiled serpentine moves with the force or with the stamina it gets from the mantra. It moves towards a supreme positivity, and this movement is called mantra chaitanya. With the help of this mantra ghat and mantra chaitanya, the spiritual aspirant is freed from all the mundane bondages both on the physical and on the psychic plane. So whereas in the case of initiation, we see that it is just a resort to an avenue of progress and nothing more than that, nothing amplified. Diksha is divided into two phases, one primordial and the other final. And that final phase is further divided into three parts, or phases: Dipani, Mantra Ghat, and Mantra Chaitanya. But as we have no proper word for Diksha in English or any other language, we have no alternative but use the word initiation for Diksha. The actual Sanskrit word for the English term initiation is Abhishek, not Diksha. 2nd December 1978, Evening, Madras. Ananda Vacanamrtam, Part 6.